The first time I went there to meet with Friz Freleng. Friz Freleng created Sylvester and Tweety, and he was a co-creator of Bugs Bunny, and he had done many, The Inspector, and all these very funny shows. And he was, at the time, I think Friz was in his 60s. And I was mortified that I was going to go in and give notes to this person. And so I was perfectly prepared to say to him, I know nothing. Can you teach me this? I sat in his office. I was brought in, and I was the network executive, and I sat in his office, and I waited and waited and waited. And finally, this tall, attractive man stuck his head in the door and said, are you waiting for Friz? And I said, yes, I am. And he said, well, he left to play golf about 20 minutes ago. Friz wanted nothing to do with me. So the next day I called his office and found out when he was going to be there. And I said to his secretary, don't tell him I'm coming. She says, oh, I have to. I said, no, please don't tell him I'm coming. So she didn't. So I drove over and I went in, and she brought me into the office, and I introduced myself, and he just looks at me in a very surly manner. He was a very short man. And I just said right there, I said, look, Mr. Freleng, don't call me Mr. Freleng, call me Friz. I said, Friz, I don't really want to give you notes. I want you to teach me how to do. He said, you want me to teach you how to do your job? I said, no, I want you to teach me how you do your job, and then I'll learn from that. We became great friends. He taught me so much, and he saved me from being an utter fool in the business. And that's how I started to fall in love with animation.
What were some of the lessons you learned from him?
Well, probably the most important lesson was how storyboards are constructed, and how he used to say to me, in animation, if you read a storyboard and you have to read the dialogue, it's not a good storyboard. You should be able to tell by the pictures what the story is, and then the dialogue is added for texture and levels and to enhance the story. He also taught me just about good drawing. He would show me the differences between good drawing and not good drawings. He showed me the processes in which it was made. I spent a lot of time with their editors. I was always comfortable in editing because of my days at ABC. Another show I had was Woody Woodpecker. So I did the same thing with Walter Lantz, and I became great friends with Walter Lantz and Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera. To each of them I said, teach me what I need to know, teach me what you do so I can do my job better.